Welcome to Fitness 101, where each week I'm going to be demonstrating and revealing all of the fitness tips that help me to lose 12 stone of fat, as well as being joined by special guests. Today on Fitness 101. So, I'm here today with my very good friend Paul, and obviously you may know Paul from my last videos. He's the PT that actually helped me on my fitness journey about 2 years ago now, and has given me amazing advice. And so who else am I going to start this off with than with the very man who gave me the best advice possible, Paul. Now, posture is something that affects everybody, whether you're sitting or standing, and I know that where I edit at least 8 hours a day, I'm sitting at a computer, my posture is affected, even to the point where my knees are hurting.
Okay guys, I'm going to be showing Thandi some exercises and stretches that are going to help relieve pain in the hips, the lower back, the upper mid back, and the upper traps and shoulders, which a lot of people suffer with on a daily basis.
So I don't know about you, Paul, but I have really bad posture when I'm sitting. I'm pretty much sitting like this the most of the time. So what is wrong with sitting like this?
Okay, well, in this position here, you can see that your pelvis is slightly rotating under, which causes an excess stress on the lower back. Okay, your shoulders are rounded forward, which put excess stress on your upper traps and also on your mid back. Now these muscles are under tension. The body continually pumps blood to these areas, which then they become swollen and sore, and that's why you get sort of aches and pains when you sit down. And then when you feel it starting to hurt, you sort of come back up, really arch back to try and reverse what you've done, to sort of stretch out and relax the muscles, and then you slowly fall back into the same kind of posture again, which will then repeat the problem, repeat the process.
Okay, so what do I do?
Okay, to do this, you need to bring your bum into the back of the chair.
Okay.
Sit yourself up. You want a slight bit of core engagement when you're sitting down. And you don't want to tense it as hard as you would as if you were doing a plank, for example. But around 20% is recommended. This will help align your spine and keep your spine nice and tight. You also want to release your shoulders, rotate them backwards, and if you can, sort of externally rotate and turn your arms out. This position here will allow the traps to relax and take the shoulders out of that tense position. Okay. I've also seen other bad postures such as this. As you can see here, leaning forward. Here again, there's not so much pressure on the traps here, but the shoulders are much more rounded, so you're probably going to get a lot more pain in the upper shoulders here and the upper trapezius. And you're also really hinging forwards at the lower back. And pinching the hips, what happens in the hips is the hip tissue gets really sort of stuck together, and your hips get stuck in a position here, in this tilted position, which then puts even more pressure on your lower back when you stand. So that's when a lot of people get a lot of pain when they're sort of standing for long periods of time in their lower back, because this tissue here is tight and it's pinching the pelvis forward, hinging on the lower back here. And the last posture I see quite commonly, guys, is this one, totally relaxed, legs across, leaning forward, maybe weight on the arms. Again, there's going to be no core engagement here. We're leaning forward, rounding in the mid back again, which is going to lead to the stress on the top of the traps and the mid back. We're really hinging and pinching in the hips here, and we're also sort of rotating outwards, which will give you some tightness right down the outside of the thigh, which will then lead again to tightness in the upper thigh, so you can't get full range of motion in the hips when you're moving around, which will lead to excess movement in the lower back, which will then again lead to more pain and more discomfort when standing. Again guys, to fix this one, uncross the legs, engage the core, shoulders back, okay, keep it nice and tight, push your bum back into the back of the chair. Okay guys, I hope you've taken that into account. You've got some helpful tips on how to sit comfortably in a chair. To begin with, this may feel very foreign because your body isn't used to sitting in this good posture, so it may feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it is a case of you need to stick with it to reap the benefits in the long run. It will give you more health in your spine, it will reduce pain, and it will improve posture throughout the day.
Remember to look at all our links below, and I'll see you next time.